As a child, I was terrified of one particular thing. It was the death. I had a very hard experience. I was very close to my grandfather, Stanislaus. And I was then 11 or 12, I suppose. And like most of you had probably an experience of a cancer in the family. So also my grandfather has. But that particular one was a terrifying experience for the family, and what to say about children. But we wanted to be close to our grandfather anyway, and we were. But there is a price to be paid as well, and you know what I mean. I couldn't handle it for longer time after. And my parents didn't bring me to any psychologist or to a therapist, as it is fancy nowadays to do. It just one day happened that all of that fear, all of that feeling being scared, afraid, even sometimes terrified, what if something like this happened to me, was, I could say, miraculously taken away. Why I'm saying about a difficult experience from my life? Because we are hearing this Sunday the first reading taken from the book of Daniel. There is nothing in this particular reading which we are hearing tonight of being scared or afraid of. On the contrary, Prophet Daniel is speaking about a exciting, positive, hopeful vision. He is speaking about gazing up towards heavens, because there, at the night, he saw the Savior coming with the clouds, looking like a son of man, like a human being. And he came to confer his sovereignty, his glory, his kingship on all people, on all nations, on all languages. Beautiful vision, peaceful vision. And yet, just before that, in the book of Daniel, we are hearing this even more famous story about 4 terrifying beasts who are tormenting the world, and especially the Israelites, the people of God. And those famous 4 beasts from the book of Daniel found its description, its vision in many places in literature, in paintings, even in movies. These are called also the 4 horses of the apocalypse. And yet, Prophet Daniel is speaking about what is going to happen next. You see, the Jewish people of God of that time, were indeed terrified of how many terrifying events had happened, how much they have been mistreated by their neighbors, surrounding nations, by their enemies. Sometimes even they were blaming God himself for that fate. And all of a sudden, there is this promise given to them, all of that pain, fear will be taken away if they only have the faith that God will do so. We are celebrating today Christ the King celebration. But we are not hearing anything about Jesus Christ in kingship, kingly outfit, being venerated and adored in such a way as a king or a queen would do in our understanding of it. But on the contrary, in the Gospel taken from St. John, we are hearing about an interrogation between Pilate and Jesus. And we know well that passage because usually we read it on a Good Friday, indeed every Good Friday, when we are just about to commemorate Jesus' death on the cross. And yet, when asked, "Are you a king?" Jesus is confirming, "You are saying that I am a king, and indeed I am, but my kingdom is not of this world." You see, oftentimes I used to say to myself, okay, Jesus is not king of this world. It means we need to wait. One day, hopefully, we will see his glory. That's where I was wrong. That's where we are wrong oftentimes. He is more than a king of this world. He's way more than that. He can give me here and now impossibly more to imagine than any ruler of this world nowadays can, than any politician promising this and that in the elections can. Jesus can take away fear. Christ the King can take away the lowliness. Jesus the King can cure the wounds of my heart. Christ the King may make me and you feel worthy when everybody else thinks that you are nothing. There is a litany of what Christ the King can do now, here, tomorrow, and the day after. There's only one thing we need to do. We need to say to him that you are the King, not of this world. That doesn't matter that much. He is the King of the whole universe. He is the King of my heart. And that's where he will start the change.